Hi, I'm Dan P. with Infinite Lives, and I'm here with Colin, and we're looking at Below.
Yes, this is Below. It's an action roguelike game coming out for Xbox and PC on Steam. But what we're showing today is a demo that has a bunch of our procedurally generated content. We have procedurally generated levels and a narrative that is wrapped together with the procedurally generated levels. It's inspired by roguelikes in that it has a very tough combat. You essentially have one hit point, but with a window for recovery, so you can bandage yourself and you can craft items in order to heal yourself.
So what are you doing on a moment-to-moment basis? Is there a lot of combat and like kind of collecting things, leveling up?
Yeah. So the core of the game is really the combat and the exploration, and then also on top of that survival, because it's a long way down. So the combat is, we've got a bunch of different types of weapons. You have sword and shield combos and bows and arrows and hammers and things like that. And there's a lot of focus on making that tight, making it intuitive and deep, but at the same time not explaining to the players with tutorials or menus or things like that.
So, I mean, is there like an XP system, like more skills kind of get developed, or?
No, not really. It's similar to traditional roguelikes in that when you die, you come back as a new character, and there's persistence in the world in that you can find the corpse of your previous character and get items. You can retrieve items that you would have dropped.
So, I mean, talk about some of the inspirations behind the game. Like, you mentioned roguelikes. When I look at it, just even the art style, I see sword and sorcery.
Yeah, well, that's the game that we made. Capy worked with Super Brothers and Jim Guthrie on Sword and Sorcery, and Jim Guthrie, the musician behind the soundtrack for Sword and Sorcery, is actually back from Below.
Okay.
So there's obviously some heavy inspiration from that game, and it's a bit moodier than Sword and Sorcery, but you'll find that it's got a lot of influence from that.
Yeah, so Sword and Sorcery was a little bit more kind of maybe aloof. Yes. I would think that's a good word for it. Yeah. And so you're saying this is more moody in what way?
This is moody, maybe a little bit longing. It's very peaceful and quiet, but yeah, it's also charming in a way.
So, I mean, how far off is Below? Like, I mean, like, are you guys? When are you looking to release?
Yeah, we're not talking about specific dates, but it'll be coming out in a time frame of months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your part in all of this? Like, what is your part in Below?
I'm a graphics programmer on Below, so awesome. I work on lighting and fog of war and fluid dynamics and stuff like that.
I really like the lighting, like just from coming into the first cave, the shadows stretching and everything like that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I kind of asked this with a bunch of people, like, that we've been talking to. Like, what's your kind of background in games? Like, the actual playing of it? Like,
my background in playing games? Yeah, I played a ton of different games across the years, the decades.
Were you more of like a console person or a PC person, or kind of a little bit of mixture of both?
I would say I ebbed and flowed between. I started off being mostly a console gamer, and then shifted to PC. And every generation, it's like I get the consoles, I get really excited about it, but then as that generation comes to a close, I start to migrate back to PC. And I think there's a lot of different games, and there's a lot of new games that are coming out. There's all these indie games that are so new and different, and it's a really exciting time to be both making games and playing games.
Yeah, I think so, because there's a lot of like, you go maybe out on the floor a little bit over there and you see the tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars being spent on some of those games.
Yeah.
But you see
they look amazing.
Yeah, they look amazing, but you see the real risk taking going on over here.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit easier for independent developers to take some bigger risks in the games that they make.
Well, Below looks pretty cool. I want to try it out. I think our friend John is going to try it out and everything like that. So thanks for your time, Colin.
Thank you so much.